Yeah, I mean, here, Matt Christman talked extensively on this stuff. Obviously,
Modern disability.
specifically disability, modern disability politics. This is always an atom bomb. By the way, disability discourse brings out, I think, some of the least productive anti-solidarity conversations. But here, let's hear what he had to say.
Politics, Matt.
And before you say anything, Matt Christman, pre-stroke, was also still very disabled, which he will also say uh, in a second. Like, disability doesn't always mean visible disabilities, but Matt, you could,
What do you think about modern disability politics, Matt? Wow, I'll end on that one. I won't say too much. I don't want to. I don't want to. I mean, anyone who listens to this understands. I'm not going to get canceled. I just don't want to insult people. But I do think that a lot of disability politics is people desperately seeking a subaltern status. Uh, and I say that as somebody who is, I'm sorry, way more disabled than many of the people who I see make it the fulcrum of their political identity. And like they pitch it as like, well, I have to be the defender, because of how of the trauma that my life has been trying to be different disabled in this country. It's like, not really. And you can't argue that you're part of a community because due to the incredible variety of what it counts to be disabled, I mean, my God, by certain definitions, you could say everybody is fucking disabled in one way or another. That there is no community to speak for. I sure as shit don't feel like I'm part of some community. And yeah, it's like it does feel like it's an online phenomenon more than any expression of the real experience of people. Like, yeah, obviously, you know, uh, capitalism is at war with anybody who is not able to fit as a cog within it. That's true. Yes, read Caliban the Witch and all that. But as with most things, the way to fight that is to fight capitalism and trying to play gotcha with people for being.
is far too diverse and broad to be a community. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because like you're still a part of this community, whether you're disabled or not. Ironically enough, neurodivergence is a prominent fixture in this community, as we have done censuses on this year over year, and it's reflective of both the way that chat operates, which also obviously reflects upon the streamer and the way the streamer me operates. But having said that, um the way I operate is not that complicated. It's like I'm not going to cast aside coming across, like I'm not going to cast aside like making jokes sometimes at the expense of entire subgroups that might come across as minimizing or whatever. But like the reality of the matter is like you should be able to do that, especially if like everybody understands that this is not a community that's going to cast aside disabled people or not advocate for their rights. You know what I mean?
uh, discriminating against your disability of whichever one you have is it's a recipe for the opposite of that. It's really just a way for you to be the center of attention and for you to have a.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that Matt identified and something that I identified as well many years ago, which is that the left does have a tendency to use activist language, emancipatory language specifically, to make a narcissistic desire to be heard into a political movement. And you do it more and more often. And I think it's incredibly harmful to any kind of solidarity. And I think that it plays really well in these sorts of communities. It was literally a part of the fucking CIA handbook, dude. Like when the FBI and CIA were doing COINTELPRO, they straight up created field manuals for disrupting leftist organizing. And in the fucking field manual, it straight up says, be an annoying fucking scold, okay? I'm paraphrasing, but it's straight the fuck up. Use process and be an annoying scold over and over again and rage bait to stop solidarity dead in its fucking tracks. So yeah, there is in historic left movements, there's a term for it. It's called wrecker behavior, right? That's what it is. And unfortunately, because all other expressions